Hey, this is Drake here. I was going to go over another quick Elden Ring build video. And the build really isn't for you, I guess. It's more of a support build for your Mimic. But, I mean, with this build, your Mimic, and I'll demonstrate. I did it earlier on. This is like the last boss that I have left. And if you're not, I mean, any spoilers, this is a recreation of the earlier Dancing Lion boss. And he is much harder than the original. And of course, you know, without spoiling too much, he's in this area here. There's a hidden path, and I might make a video on it. I'm not sure. But anyway, there's a hidden path to get to here. And then you just come down. He's in this boss arena up here in the, whatever this area is, the kind of end game area. Alright, but the build is basically making your Mimic an unstoppable distraction, I guess you would say. For this, we're running the full bull goat armor set just because we want him super tanky and super high poise too, so that, and if you want to, you know, after you get in the boss fight, I guess you could swap equipment or however, you know, after he takes aggro. Alright, but yeah, I mean, this gets him up to 100 poise and very good physical, as you can see, and my erdtree blessing is at level 20, and my revered spirit ash is at level 10. So we're kind of playing on that because the Mimic tier gets your, if I'm not mistaken, he gets your blessing plus the level 10 revered ash blessing too. So he's getting double blessed. And if you're not familiar, your Mimic tier doesn't take any status ailments, so that makes him even more tanky than you are. Even like this one does death blight. The Mimic cannot be death blighted, so he can just stand right there and go toe to toe with basically any boss. As you can see my level here. But what I'm running on this, and this is Dragon Crest Great Shield Talisman and a Pearl Drake Talisman +3. And I was thinking on making a video of the location of this one because I think honestly it's probably one of the best talismans, the new ones that they've added, and it just gives you like a 5% on all non-physical damage negation, which is nice. And of course we run the Shard of Alexander because he's going to be spamming a weapon art skill or an Ash of War skill. And this one I'll actually change, and this is one we want to run Shabri's Woe here so that our Mimic takes aggression. Now as soon as we enter the boss battle, we want to swap this out so he takes aggression and not us. And now I have found it important, I put, we want him running Prayerful Strike, so every time he lands a strike, he gets 30% of his health back. So he's basically unstoppable as long as he lands this, and does really good damage too. But what you want is not to have an offhand weapon at all. When you summon him in, you want to have only this weapon. That way it forces him to only use this weapon, and it'll make him use this Ash of War a lot more. That way he's healing himself and his health regen is a lot more. Alright, well, we'll pop a rune arc here just to get my great rune back active, which just gives me, I'm running, what is it, God Freeze, I think. It just gives you 5 more in every stat. So let's give him a little extra. Now this one's a little different, you know, I've noticed in the DLC most of the boss fights, you know, they're just immediately straight up in your face as soon as you come in the door. It's hard to even summon your Mimic tier, but that's just something I guess that we've got to deal with on this particular DLC. But this one gives you a little breathing room. You can actually summon in your Mimic tier. And then we'll just swap this out for basically anything else. And now I'm not going to support him in any way except for this guy summons in the little basilisk things that do death blight. And here he goes. He's going to engage me before I get my weapon in there. Alright. But I'll help him take out the basilisk. If I can get my equipment right here. As you can see, I mean, he just kind of takes aggro. There it is. We'll use this to clear out the basilisk. But we're just going to let him solo. And you can see he's taking damage. You see his life over to the left. And of course it's aggroing me. And see, he's back at full health because he landed that strike. It makes him incredibly tanky. And I mean, honestly, you could be supporting him sitting here. And there come the Basilisk. Now, I will take these out because, I don't know, 5-on-1, 6-on-1 probably isn't a fair fight. I don't think there's any Basilisk left. Get out of this death blight here. Whew. Like I said, you could be supporting him with ranged attacks this entire time, and this boss would already be dead. Ooh. Maybe he'll do his proper strike here in just a second. Of course the boss is going to aggro me. See, he's taking some punishment right now. But if he lands one hit, he'll be right back in the game. Oh, more Basilisk. Oh, he took it out. Yep. Mimic Tier just straight up soloed that boss, and that is not an easy boss fight. But, I mean, that's mainly it. That's what I was going to show off. Like I said, I mean, just run the heaviest equipment that you've got. Run the best defensive stuff that you've got. Throw on that Shabribri's row so that he is getting more aggro than you are. And you see the boss will still aggro you some. But if you get too far away, your Mimic Tier just disengages and comes walking back to you and just gets pummeled the whole time. But, I mean, this DLC gives us this mechanic. I don't see any reason why to use it. It's not a gimmick. It's not a cheat. It's not something that you're not supposed to do. The game gives you the tools to use, and if you don't choose to use them, then you're just making it harder on yourself. And, you know, don't be surprised as hard as they hit in this DLC that you're stuck on a boss for an hour or 2 or 3 days, or might not be even able to clear it. But anyway, that's it. I just thought I would show this. It's not anything new. It's just kind of taking advantage of the fact that you have these erdtree blessings, and forgive me if I'm saying that wrong, and you have the revered spirit ash blessings, and your Mimic Tier gets the blessings of both. And as long as you set him up with that prayerful strike, I mean, one hit will restore 30% of his health. So even if he's near death, one hit will bring him right back into the game. Anyway, that was it. And if you liked the video, give it a thumbs up. If you want to see more, drop a sub. And if you have any questions, leave them in the comments. And as always, thanks for watching.